I'm Dr. Veronique Nicola. I'm a pediatrician and a yoga trainer, and I want to give you a few guidelines to practice yoga safely before you take any online class. So watch this video till the end. First, about the place to practice yoga. It should be clean, well ventilated, preferably indoor, so that you bring your senses in, as we're trying to make you do in yoga. And the space should also be not cluttered. Make sure there are no furniture around so that you don't hit anything, or in case you lose balance, you don't fall onto any sharp corner. Make sure that your mat is not slipping on the floor, that it's well adjusted and you can practice all the asanas without the mat sliding. Also, wear very comfortable, loose cotton clothes. The tight and synthetic clothes are not the one recommended for yoga practice. The best timing to do yoga is early morning, while your stomach is empty. Now, if you practice later in the day, make sure that you keep a gap of 3 or 4 hours after any meal, especially a heavy meal. Now, your breathing will be very important. Always breathe through the nose. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, unless you are indicated to do otherwise. Also, to make sure that you do not strain, work with your breath. In a posture, you will inhale and exhale deeply to try to go deeper and relax in the posture. And to make sure you do not strain at all, we will ask you to often keep a smile on your face. If you smile, you cannot overdo, you cannot harm yourself. So safe practice starts with ahimsa, non-violence, with yourself on the mat. So work with the breath, work with a smile, and enjoy your practice. If at any point you find that there is any pain, not a stretch, but a pain, you should discontinue the practice. Come out of that posture and then slowly try to come again in the posture till a point where it's not painful. While you practice, avoid any jerk. You will go slowly and with a flow into a posture and come out in the same way. Make sure that you devote the right amount of time to your practice so that you can feel the effect of it. You should practice the entire class, the entire flow from beginning to end, because there is a sequence, a progression, and a composition of the class that needs all the asanas to be practiced. So don't skip anything. Do not skip Shavasana, the last relaxation, as it is when the class, all the practices that you have done are imbibed in your body. So the relaxation is as important. It's an asana like another one. Inform your family around that you will be practicing for some time. Close the door and remove all the electronic gadgets. Switch off your phone. This time is for you. So do a nice practice without being disturbed. It is also good if you can follow a lighter diet, maybe a sattvic diet, while you do an intense practice or course for a few days. Avoiding, what is heavy and also tamasic food. You can look for this kind of diet. It will also, affect your body, the mechanism, physiology of your body. So it is interesting to follow a special diet when you take a yoga course. During the class, do not drink water. If you really have, the need to swallow, just one sip. But otherwise, water disturbs, it changes the condition you've been working for. So we say to avoid water. You can drink before and you can drink a little bit after, once the condition that you have obtained has settled. Now, from the medical point of view, there are some guidelines, some important points that you should follow. So if you're taking exercise after a long time, if you have not been practicing any physical activity, please check with your medical doctor if you can take this class, at what pace. Tell about the level of the yoga class that you are taking before you try any yoga class. Yoga is for everyone, provided you know your body, you know how to practice. So please ask your doctor and ask a specialist in yoga how to practice if you have any medical condition. For any class, any course that you have taken, there's a complete disclaimer that you have agreed to while signing for this course. So please read it in full, make sure that you are aware of all the points that are in this disclaimer. Again, I repeat it here. If you feel any pain in an asana, please discontinue this asana. Yoga should not give pain. There can be a stretch, which is a different kind of sensation, but a pain should mean that you completely discontinue this asana and then check with a specialist if you can continue this practice or this asana in particular. And to avoid any pain, you will make sure you breathe and you smile and you don't overdo all the postures. Now, a little more specifically for those of you who have a back pain or have a history of sciatica, slip disc, make sure first that you are allowed to practice with your medical doctor, and then during all the forward bend, the time where you bend forward with your head on your leg, make sure that you do it exactly as it is indicated by the teacher. Make sure that you do not bend completely, but that you do it until, you might find a little bit of discomfort. And make sure that you breathe in that posture. Do not do any jerk. Do not try to reach too low. Work again within your own limits. If your problem is on the cervical, you will avoid any bending backward of the head. So each time that there's an asana where the head is lowered to the back, you will keep your chin to the chest. If you are suffering or are treated for blood pressure, there are a few don'ts that you should know. Do not take your arms over your head. You can keep them on your waist or at shoulder level. Avoid any deep twist, deep compression of the chest or of the abdomen, as it increases the work of the heart and your blood pressure. You will never take your head below the level of your heart. This is called an inversion. So these asanas should not be done, especially by beginners. They can be practiced under, yoga therapists, but not online. So please make sure that your head is never below the level of your heart. You can modify the asanas or avoid some of the asanas that ask you to do that. You will also avoid practicing yoga if you are in an acute illness, either, vomiting, loose motion, fever or cold. Please get better first and then come back to the practice. But most of all, enjoy your practice. Be grateful to your body. Practice with your heart. Practice with a smile.